Exciting news, C63s just got way more compelling. Mercedes-Benz rolled out a program this month that now includes the C63 with the $7,500 lease cash, and additionally there's a $2,500 base incentive that we didn't have before. So overnight we have added $10,000 in incentives to the C63, which is going to help us to make a big difference in these lease payments. Hi, my name is Doug with BenzsandBowties. If you've been following any of my content, by now you may have learned that $1,000 is worth about $30 a month on a 3-year lease, which means that if we've got $10,000 worth of incentives on a lease that we've just picked up, then we've got $300 per month lower payments than we did just a month before. I've got 4 C63s in stock. These are $100,000 cars that are absolute beasts. They make over 600 horsepower, and yes, they do have a 4-cylinder. I get that. But at this price point, give it a try. These cars are excellent as daily drivers. They're wolf in sheep's clothing. They have a lot of power, more than you'll ever need, and they also have all of the technology that Mercedes-Benz is known for, and the ride quality and comfort as well. So this is a car that maybe you haven't considered it before now. Give it a look. I've got 4 left in stock. They're all very nice builds. I don't expect them to last long because everybody loves a deal. This video went a little crazy. First of all, never talked about payments in this video. All I said...
Maybe you should.
Why?
Maybe you should, because there's people who want $700 a month because they're expecting a wowza deal. Every single person.
A wowza?
A wowza deal. Every single person I've talked to in a C63 has been expecting, I don't know where they're getting $700.
How many people have you talked to that said,
people in a C63.
and they all said $700 a month?
Well, one of them said 8. Regardless, it's the same thing. But I said, okay, if you want a deal like that, we could look at a C300. This guy said, LOL, I could get a C300 for $400 a month. I said, really, what dealer? I'll get one for myself.
Okay, here's the thing. There are going to be people out there, and this is going to be true at any time, that are always looking for that like once-in-a-lifetime deal, like the kind of thing that you read about in a forum that mathematically doesn't make sense at all. Those people are pretty easy to sort out. They're skipping every dealership in the country, calling around, and their expectations are outrageous. Just don't waste your time with it. But first of all, 48 months, significantly better than 36, okay? Because the residual only drops 3%. Normally, to go from a 36-month lease to a 48-month lease, you're going to lose 8 to 10 to 12% on the residual. There you go. Now you're under $1,100. Well, I get it. Some people might have some crazy expectations, but dude, we are talking about a $99,000 car for $1,100 a month. If people can't get excited about that, then I'm not sure what they're ultimately trying to do. This is a great deal.
Or you get the person that says like the lease payment should be 1% of the MSRP.
So does anyone know what that is, the 1% lease? Anyone know what that means?
That's how they know that it's a good deal or not.
It's not so black and white, right?
In lease hacker, sure. It's like the rule of thumb for some people. It's like if it's the payment is 1% of the lease, then that's a good deal.
Yeah. So what would that mean? So give me an example. Yeah.
If the car was 60 grand, then somebody would say that a $600 a month payment would be
Yeah.
a great deal, right?
Right.
So back in the good old days of leasing, which we'll call anything before COVID, right? So really 2015 to 2018, for people that literally did not care what they drove at all, just wanted the craziest deal of all time, the holy, grail was, can I get a 1% lease with no money down? Which was, yeah, take the MSRP, multiply it by 1%. If that's my payment with no money down, I'm ready to go. These people don't even care what it is. Otherwise, how could somebody literally at the hip be like, yeah, I want it to be $700 a month. And you're like, how about a C300? They're like, well, that's $400 a month. They probably have a spreadsheet in front of them of if this is achieved, I will move forward. But honestly, are people looking for a 0.7% lease on a C63?
Apparently.
That's crazy.
Tell me about
I had one guy say he wanted $500 a month.
Okay, so, all right.
But where are these numbers coming from?
Nowhere. Nowhere. Look, let's be thankful for the opportunities. We can attempt to switch them to another car. If it doesn't work out, then we move on. We will sell these cars. Always going to be the dreamers out there. You know that. Don't let them ruin your day, right? When somebody calls in on a black Pano GLS, right? I don't let it ruin my day. I get through the call quickly and I move on, right? They always come back around.
You're summoning the exporters right now.
Careful what you wish for, Lo.
Yeah, you have people that are checking out C43s or have a previous one and they're looking to get into that for an extra, what, $200 a month, give or take, depending on the term. You can get to that, you can achieve that and get a 63 instead of a 43.
Yeah. They call in, ask what their expectations are. If they're unrealistic, then we just part ways as friends, right? Let's not spend time on it, and there's no reason to get upset about it. That's an opportunity that we have now that we didn't have when we got here this morning. Last I checked, there were like 30 leads. So there's probably more since then. And my phone won't stop blowing up.
I've gotten 4, Angel's gotten 4, Jared's gotten 4 of them. 4 for
Yeah.
4 for 4.
But here's the thing. I didn't put any payments in there. Quoting payments over the internet is silly, right? It's all situational. How many miles do you need? Where do you live? Any money at signing? Is there a trade? We're going to sell these cars. So let's find somebody in here that wants to buy one. And I apologize for all the leads. I'm so sorry, you guys. Bad news. I got an email this afternoon, as I'm sure every other Mercedes-Benz dealer did, saying that there's been a change to the program guide. When I open it up, the $7,500 lease cash incentive for C63s doesn't apply. It was an error. That model doesn't qualify for that incentive. How do we get 6 days into the month before somebody realizes that there was an error in the program guide? I'm sure it had nothing to do with the video that I posted yesterday, but in fairness to everybody that's been reaching out, and they have by the hundreds, whether it's phone calls, internet leads, direct messages, people have been reaching out to get prices on C63s from us in droves, and I'm sure other dealers in the country as well. But in fairness to all of you, for the time being, until I get some clarification, apparently $7,500 of that $10,000 incentive does not apply because for whatever reason, the C63 is the only plug-in hybrid that we make that doesn't qualify for this lease cash. I've asked for clarification several times on why this is. I haven't gotten an answer on it, so I don't know what to say at this point in time. I'm frustrated. This is bizarre. As of 4 o'clock this afternoon, when I last checked, the incentive was still published on MBUSA.com for both 24 and 25 model year C63s. Not sure where the error was by Mercedes-Benz. I hope they will do the right thing and honor the incentive, which has been published on the website and in the program guide for nearly 6 days. But this one just doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand why this car wouldn't qualify. So my apologies for potentially getting a lot of people excited. Obviously, I have the best intentions talking about an exciting program that I believed these vehicles qualified for. Now I'm being told something different. I feel badly. I have no control over this. This is a manufacturer decision, not a dealer level decision. Hopefully we can get it reversed, but for the time being, apparently that incentive doesn't apply. I've never experienced anything like this before, ever. I've never had an incentive taken away. It's mind-boggling. I hope Mercedes-Benz will do the right thing and honor this incentive. Even if they do it for a limited period of time, they should give people the opportunity to take advantage of this because a lot of you have reached out. I want to put deals together for the people that qualify, not just me, right? This is for every dealer in the country, but I'm bummed out by this. Hopefully we'll have a happy resolution to this. I just don't know where to go from here, but for the time being, I'm sorry. I'll keep you posted with what I find out. Mercedes-Benz USA is telling me no go right now. I finally got my answer. I spoke with MBUSA today. They explained why the C63 does not, in fact, qualify for the lease cash. The Inflation Reduction Act of 2022 came out and changed some of the rules for which vehicles, specifically EVs and plug-in hybrids, would qualify for the clean vehicle tax credits. It's mostly geared towards purchasing American manufacturers or at least vehicles that are manufactured here in the States, but there was a bit of a workaround for leases specifically. The only problem is that the requirement to qualify was a 7 kilowatt hour battery pack. C63 falls just short of that at 6.1 kilowatt hours. So it doesn't in fact meet the requirements, and it was an error on Mercedes-Benz USA's end. It's unfortunate, it's a bummer. I was really excited about that incentive because the C63, for reasons that a lot of the people in the comments have brought up, has had a harder time gaining traction because of the new engine. I still believe that it's an amazing car. I want it to do well. I don't know what the future holds for it because the battery pack is not big enough. It doesn't, in fact, qualify. And one little correction on my end, the GT63 SE Performance, which is the big four-door coupe, also does not qualify for the same reason. It doesn't have a large enough battery pack. I wish that we could have kept it around for a little bit longer, but it's a bummer, but we move on.